The pen insignia! Finally! After all of our efforts, we got it. Oh yeah. What up? Today I'm going to be going over Pit of the Undying. What is it? How do we get access to it? Why are we doing it? And the rewards, along with mechanics and bosses. We will be going over all of this in the video. To unlock Pit of the Undying, you must be at least level 56. Go to your Black Spirit and look for Crow's Nest, a strange tale from the Grey Ocean. If you don't see it there, no worries. It's also in your suggested tab. It will be under the Great Expedition category, Crow's Nest, Misty Island of Mystery. It starts in Velia and will take you across a few islands that will eventually lead you to the Crow Island itself. Don't worry, it doesn't take long. It's all very self-explanatory. You just need a boat or a friend. A friend works who also has a boat as well. By completing this questline, your dailies will be unlocked. And don't worry, no need to travel out here every time. You can actually access this via your in-game menu. Simply search for Pit and there it is. Now to explain how the dailies and promotions work. Oh, and by the way, you have to be in a major city in order to teleport to Pit of the Undying. Can't do it freely in the open world. Major cities only. Begin with Chorpy just to your left to pick up your daily quests. Then you'll go down to Concha to begin your dailies at the bottom of the stairs. You have to defeat 4 bosses with different mechanics based on your level. As you move up from Pi to Pen, you will get different bosses and different mechanics. Pretty cool, right? Actually, kind of like a mini version of the new expansion we just got. And then the morning light has been pretty fun, not gonna lie. And before I explain the mechanics of each boss, why are we even doing this? As you go up the levels from Pi to Pen, you actually get increased EXP for your character. The insignia goes in the same slot as your book and is not bound, therefore can be applied to ults and any characters. Say you want to level a seasonal character, some extra EXP, easy. You also get 2 different types of currencies. The first being Seals of the Undying and the other being Crow's Black Jewels. The higher your level, the more Seals of the Undying you get per boss. For an example, at Pen, every day you can get up to 2 loot scrolls for free. Easy. As you see on screen, I've been displaying the list of rewards that you can possibly exchange. All done at Chorpy, by the way, that initial NPC. There's a bunch of different ones, check them out. And now for your Crow's Black Jewels. These are actually used for your promotions in Pit of the Undying. You require a certain amount to exchange in order to go up in levels. And you also get different amounts at different levels. You can get to Pen a lot faster. I mean like months difference. Once you have the necessary jewels, you can go to Chorpy to be able to do your promotion. Now, a quick thing to explain is that you can actually forfeit your daily quests and then restart them by going to the NPC. You know, Concha, that guy, you'll be doing a lot of back and forth. However, when you're doing your promotions, there is no second chance. You would have to wait till the next day to try again. Going for your promotion, don't forfeit. No. You gotta stay with it. Brute force it if you have to. Go to Chorpy to exchange your jewels to get a sealed promotion scroll, and then you'll use that in your inventory to take your promotion. Not to mention there's also a few one-time rewards for each promotion. Now with dailies, promotions, rewards, quest lines, all the things explained, we can move along to bosses. All of them. And I mean all of them. I've actually been trying to make this video for over a month now, but as you know, the bosses are RNG spawns, so sometimes it could take a while. Unfortunately, there was 2 I was not able to get and decided to make this video anyway. Just to throw it in there, I did almost all of these on a seasonal character at full pen Talala. It is possible. Some I had recorded on my main beforehand, so I just used those. But it is possible I have done every single boss on a seasonal character. At Pen though, whew, it's a lot of damage. You can get 2 taps, so be very careful. Make sure to have your effect capacity all the way up. 100 it is. First boss is Rakan, which actually is just a straight up fight. There's no mechanics, no nothing. Just go forth and defeat him. Easy. Fareed? One of those I also was not able to get footage on over the course of a month, unfortunately. Be careful of his leap attack as it can CC you and do a good amount of damage. Around 80% HP, he will try to heal himself. Make sure to use a float skill on him in order to prevent him from healing. Then he should just continue the fight as normal, no need to worry about it. It's been a while since I've done this one, not gonna lie. Next we have Ascendra. At first she's either gonna run at you or jump up in an animation and try to knock you down. Avoid that and do as much damage to her as possible. After a certain threshold, she will actually summon a bear from Thornwood. As soon as you see this, go to the bear immediately and chunk him down like 10-ish%, 10-15%. This is just to speed up the process of his animation mechanics. You only have to do it the one time, no worries. Now when you go back to Ascendra, she'll have a DP buff. In order to remove this DP buff, you want to position yourself between the bear and Ascendra. You'll notice she will start to glow and make sure you do a knockdown CC. You can also try a bound as CC is within the same category categories that can be interchangeable. Not always, but most of the time. The bear will eventually animate and go into a roll. You want to make sure it goes over Ascendra. Once he starts the rolling animation, do move out of the way because it can do quite a bit of damage. Can be a little buggy from time to time, as I've done multiple, and sometimes the DP buff just doesn't get removed. Also, sometimes knocking down Ascendra and the timing of the bear rolling will not line up, so you just have to keep trying persistently. Eventually you will get it. Next is Bennet, essentially a succession sorceress. Do all the damage till eventually she will stop and split into clones. You only want to focus on the real one. How you determine this is you walk through them. Only the real one will have collision. Not to mention the real one takes a bit more damage than the clones. If you do this correctly, she'll go back to the center of arena, and you continue to do this on repeat. Careful though, if you kill a clone first, she will return with full HP. Next we have Brodie, fairly easy fight. He's a ranged archer that will periodically spawn bombs on the floor. They have timers, don't worry, and they count down to 0. Just DPS him down over time and you will destroy him, no worries. Just don't be near those bombs when they hit 0. They do a little bit of damage on CCs. Now for Duran. Quite a few people have problems with this boss, unfortunately. Once the round starts, go to the center of the arena and meet Duran face to face. Don't touch him, let him touch you. He's going to do 2 specific CCs on you. All you have to do is mimic the CCs in the same order. Be careful if you have abilities that have multiple different CCs, as this will mess up the mechanic. There are 2 different ways to identify the CCs, 2 different methods. First is you memorize Duran's animations. You will only do certain ones with the left hand and certain ones with the right. And while I'll put those on screen for you guys to know, I don't actually prefer this method. Why? Well, because your character tells you everything. I look at my character and see how he reacts. If he's stunned, if he's stiffened, if he gets floated, if he gets put on his back for a while, I can determine what CCs those are. If your character freezes in an animation, it's a stiffen. If he gets stunned, there will be like a little bit of a daze kind of about him, and his head will be moving back and forth. To get knocked back, so you'll guess that they'll be knocked back. Floats, your character will go up in the air and do like this huge twisty 360 720 kind of thing. The easiest one actually is when Duran jumps. You'll be on the ground for a while, so that's definitely a bound or KD. You can use either interchangeably. If you do this correctly, he will kneel, and that'll give you a free DPS phase. When he starts to stand back up, go back to the front of him to repeat this. Usually 2 to 3 times will all be all. Yeah, oh my god, English. 2 to 3 times will be all you need. Smile. If you don't know your class skill CCs, no worries. Go to your skill menu and then click on the left tab here, and you can identify all the ones you need. Like I said though, do be careful for those multiple CC skills. Check them. Next on the list, Evergart. He does a good amount of damage, so make sure to stay behind him as much as possible, as he does have a block. Stay close to him if you can, because if you're farther away, he does tend to do a bit more damage. Eventually, he's going to do a slam onto the ground. After this, he's going to do a blue flicker. During this, make sure to do a float or a knockback. Then quickly after, use a knockdown CC. This will put him on the ground and easy DPS. Put that on repeat until you beat him. Gotha Rensa. Don't worry, you won't see him till Pen. The succession Zerker will do the same mechanic at different HP thresholds. Make sure to be in front of him, and then when he starts to glow, get behind him immediately and do a knockback or float CC. He will be glowing to indicate this is what you must do. You won't have much time to think. As soon as you CC him, move immediately. He will then turn around and roar if you've done this successful, which does quite a bit of damage. He will do this up to 5 times, and you have to get at least 4 of them. If you don't, you fail the mechanic. He goes to the middle and stomps around, and well, then you pretty much just die. It's a white mechanic. You'll do these animations and attempts one right after the other. Essentially, you'll just be doing a lot of back and forth. If you have done this correctly, he will actually put his weapons back on. You can DPS him again like normal and repeat. Kardun, actually really easy boss. DPS him down, and eventually he will go to the middle of the arena and turn into a wolf, a large one. Simply walk him around the arena like he's dog, and he will eventually go back and transform back. Don't attack him, just run around the arena. Repeat this 2 times, beat him easy. Kauha, a little bit of a pain, but not terrible. Almost sound like I was speaking a foreign language. That's what that reminded me of. Or maybe hooah, you know. The main guy in front of you, well, he's not actually the boss. There will be a little mob that'll actually spawn directly underneath him. At least at first, he will spawn in random locations throughout the match. DPS this guy down a bit in order to phase him. On his death, you will notice 2 mobs will spawn, with the shielded soldier being more tanky than the other. They also have different HP pools, but guess what? You gotta kill them at the same time. With the shield guy to about a half to a third HP. Then DPS them both at the same time to make it easier. You only have about a 1 to 2 second leeway to kill them at the same time. Make it count or they will spawn again. Once you've done this correctly, the little guy will spawn somewhere else in the arena and go DPS him down again. Now the same thing is going to happen, except this time you have 2 pairs. Same concept applies as the first, except now you have to do it with 4. Once you've completed this, you're almost done. Just go find the little guy again and do the final amount of DPS. Now for Kharoxia. Now there is some nuances with her, but it's a lot, and I don't feel like explaining them all. There's a very simplistic way to deal with this. Basically, you do continuous damage to her, but do not use any knockback or float CCs. But anytime she puts up her shield and starts glowing red, or she glows red in general, then you will use knockback and floats. Make sure to be behind her when doing so. Be careful of her large AoEs, as they do quite a bit of damage. Use those PvE iframes. She will attack back quite a bit if you hit her when she has her shield up. Only hit her from behind. Next we have Kunga. DPS him down for a little bit. He'll start to have a glow about him, usually white, at 4 different HP thresholds. Usually around 85, 70, 50-ish, and then 40, 25? I think. When you see this, get behind him immediately and do a float. You have to succeed in doing this at least 3 times in order to do continuous DPS. If not, he will spin on you and wipe you off the face of the earth. There's no getting around this, just do it. If you do this correct, he will do a mini spin attack into the wall and CC himself, and you're pretty much done. Just DPS him. Kyril is next, which you will only see usually around Pen. She's a very straightforward fight, actually, as a succession ranger. She does range skills, melee skills, all of them pretty much have CCs on them. You gotta stay really well protected, and she'll disappear from time to time. It's a straight up match. Stay protected and beat her. That's it. Mon of Steel. Go in and do all the damage things until eventually he summons his bigger brother. But don't worry, you don't have to defeat both. The bigger brother is easily CCable. Do that just to keep him out of the way, to be honest. DPS the original Man of Steel, and when you get him to 0, match is over. Now for Petroglyph Stalker, a succession ninja. This is a relatively straightforward fight, and all you have to do is worry about his clones. His shurikens can CC you. He'll summon up to 10 clones based on his HP threshold, and you just have to hit them a couple times or CC them in order to make them disappear. But before they do, they explode, and they will do quite a bit of damage, so be careful to avoid them after doing so. Do as much damage you can, and eventually he will die. Next we have Solaria, the Succession Valkyrie. She will actually be buffed based on your HP percentage. If you have any pots, an auto pop fairy, or any elixirs or anything you're using for HP regen, make sure to stay below 60% at all times. This will make it so her DP buff goes away and should be a lot easier to defeat. Turn your back to her initially to get some damage done to you, so that way you can get your HP down. Could remove a piece of gear if you really want to make it a little faster, depending. But do be careful, when she glows white with certain skills, they can one-shot you. Stay below 60% and DPS her down, and that is match. Syahzar, actually one of my favorites, I don't mind, and also one of my favorite classes to play, a Succession Striker. He has some slow animations, but they do a bit of damage. He will usually crouch if you're familiar with this animation from Striker. Basically, he bends the knees and goes, ugh, you know what I mean? He will also slam the ground and do a drop kick. Avoid these if you can, a lot of damage. Just shortly after, he will start to glow a blue. Do any CC you will upon him, it doesn't matter, just keep track of which one you used. Then DPS him down like normal. Repeat this a few times, but use a different CC every time you see him glow. Now, if you're hella geared and you do a lot of damage, sometimes you'll see that he will stack these on top of each other. So just keep an eye out for that glow. Vulkan, one of the easier mobs you'll see when you first start Pit of the Undying. Pretty much the only thing you have to worry about with him is he will create this purple cloudy mist kind of stuff. He'll slam the ground here and there, causing the mist to appear, and will go to the center of the arena and will do larger AoEs. Just avoid them as much as possible and simply do DPS. Easy boss. We're almost done. 2 more. Next is Van Riker. There's only one thing you really gotta watch out for this guy, and that's his spin. The Zerker spin. They will emit 2 different auras. You see blue, everything is fine. You could DPS and do everything normally. However, if during the spin you see a black aura, you have to bound him immediately. Do a bound CC skill. This will put him up in the air, and whoosh, he hits the ground. Free DPS. Now, he does space these out a little bit, but he can do them back to back, so keep a very close eye on him. You can also do them relatively fast. And the last boss of Pit of the Undying, actually more of an opportunity just to earn some more tokens. That is going to be the Succession Musa Yulho. There's no special strategies or mechanics or anything with him, simply a fight. Go duel him out and you'll get some extra seals for it. It's completely an RNG spawn, can't predict it at all. And that is it for Pit of the Undying. All bosses, all quests, all rewards, all the things. Thank you for watching and checking out my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you have any questions or you enjoyed and this helped you out. I will see you all in the next video. Crimson out.